Hi guys, welcome back to our part 3 of our training. I'm going to go through this really fast. The first part of our training was social media prospecting and prospecting online. The second part of our training is talking to people and meeting people in person. The third part of our training is we're setting appointments with people. Now I have a plethora of experience doing this business to business, but I haven't done a lot of it person to person on a network marketing level. But I have done some research and some information, and I know it works for me. And I have recruited over 100 people in a few other network marketing platforms. So I do have a little bit of experience, and I do definitely know what I'm talking about. So I want you to listen to this, get it down. I'm going to blast through it very fast. Now, whenever you got this person's information, you want to have something on the back of their card, whatever it is, wrote down the things that you talked about. You're going to recall the conversation. What is it that you talked about? Now that you remember what you talked about, you don't want to contact them the very next day. If I get a business card from somebody, I don't want to contact them the next day. All right, that feels the pressure. You might want to wait between day 2 and 3. If you go past 5 days, it's too long if it wasn't the weekend. So if I met them on Friday, a good time to be contact them with Tuesday. People contacting people on Monday and on Friday, it sucks. Don't do it. Tuesday's your best days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Those are your prime contacting times. What time do you want to contact them? Well, let's get on. First thing you're going to do is you're going to send them a text. You're going to send them a text pertinent to the information that you had, adapted to their personality. So if the person has a sense of humor, you're going to send them something funny. And then you're going to send it with something in front of it. John, this is Mark. I thought you might like to read this. John, this is Mark. I thought you might. This is funny. Paul, or something very serious, depending on the person. If they're a very serious person, send them something very serious. But you're going to send them. That's your gatekeeper. That's your opener. Now, you're going to follow up on that text. You're going to follow up on that text a couple days later with a phone call. Now, if there's a meeting in town, you're going to follow it up with a phone call, and you're going to say, hey, John, assuming he picks up the phone. If he doesn't, you leave a message. If he doesn't pick up the phone again, you leave a message. If he doesn't pick up the phone, you leave a message. You leave a message 3 times. After that, done. Keep their information. But we wanted to pick up the phone. So John picks up the phone. Best time to call between 5 and 7:45. To call after 8 o'clock is intrusive. You don't want to do that. Sorry, I'm blasting through this really fast. I got to try to do it in 10 minutes. Now, and we don't want to slime people. We don't want to come off like used car salesmen either. So when you call them, you're going to say, John, did you get the information I sent to you? Yes or no? Did you read the article? You're going to talk about that article. And the next thing you're going to say is, after you've talked about the article, you don't want to wait like 5 minutes. Let them talk, right? You don't want to be on the phone with them too long. You say, John, there's a meeting that I'm going to on Thursday. I thought you might like to attend. What's it about? Well, there's a company that I know that's taking large percentages of their profits and putting in cash pools for people to share. I thought you might like to make some cash. That's it. You're not telling them is it CBD oil. You're not telling them if it's vitamins. You're not telling them anything. There's a company I know that's taking large percentages of their profit and putting it in cash pools for people to share. I thought you might be interested in making some money. And then after you say that again, you can follow it up by saying something, I'm going to buy my wife a car. If he's still quiet, you say, I can't wait to see my wife's face when I put those keys in her hand. Or you can say this. You can say, what would you do with the money? You want them thinking, what would you do with the money? You want them thinking, what would you do with the money? Okay, they say they might, and just gauge your interest. If they're interested or not, they're going to want to know what's it about. Well, it's about this company. I don't know all the details, but I think you should come. That's it. I'm going to be there. My wife and I are going to be there. I think you should come. It's Thursday at 4 or whatever the meeting is. You're going to say the time. You're going to say the place. And that's it. Hey, man, listen, I hope to see you there. I just thought you'd know. Or you can say, can I count on you being there? Right? But you don't want to do it. You want to want pressure. Listen, I think that this is information you should have. I think this is information that is going to help you make some money. I know personally, like I said, I'm saving that money and I'm buying my wife a car. If you had the money, what would you do with it? Let them think. That's it. Open-ended questions, and then say, all right, well, John, if you really are interested in making that extra money, the meeting is Tuesday at 4 o'clock at Gel Sasimo's blah, 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 blah. All right. Hope to see you there. I got to go. Done. Now, if there's no meeting in town, I've got 5 minutes. If there's no, I'm watching the clock. If there's no meeting in town, I'm going to say this. Now, setting an appointment with somebody is a little bit different, so it's going to take me a few more minutes. Now, always start backwards and move forwards. All right, remember that. I'll come into it later. John, hey, I'm going to be in your town. Listen, backwards to forwards. I'm going to be in your town Thursday and Wednesday. I thought maybe we could hook up. Also, there's another good one to use that really works very well. It says, hey, John, because you've talked for a minute about the conversation, hey, you want to do me a favor? He'll say, sure. I'm going to be in your area on Thursday or Wednesday. I thought we might get together for some coffee. Do you understand? When you ask people a favor and you've got their interest and you're becoming friends, they're always going to say yes. And the probability that they no-show you is very slim if you use that line. Hey, John, listen, you want to do me a favor? Sure, what is it? Listen, I'm going to be in your area Wednesday and Tuesday. Can we get together one of those days after work for some coffee? All I need, maybe about 15-minute conversation. I've got something I think you might be interested in. That's it. That's really it. And you're going to move backwards to forwards. If they say what it's about, you can go back. I know a company that is putting a large percentage of profit in cash pools for people to share, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. You can use that. Or you can just go back to say, it's about being friends. I got something that you might be interested in, pertinent to whatever information that you guys talked about. If it was talking about dogs, hey, I don't want to talk about dogs. Whatever it is. But you can start that conversation out with, would you do me a favor? Sure. Great. I'm going to be working in your area Wednesday or Thursday. Do you have some time available where we can have some coffee? Or you could say, leave it completely open and say, listen, I'm going to be working in your area all week long in the afternoon. Do you think we can get together and have some coffee? You want them to make the decision and you want them to pick the place. And you don't want to go there. You're not going there to buy them food. You're wanting just to sit down with them. That's why you say it's important to have coffee or something so that they understand that it's a lighthearted meeting. It's not, I'm going to buy you dinner at Kelsey Steakhouse or something like that. Not yet, anyway. Do you understand? So we're keeping it light. We're keeping it easy. And we're saying just those very basic things. John, yeah, great. Awesome. Let's get together. You want to keep it as much upbeat and positive as possible. Beautiful. It's very simple, and if you practice it, you'll understand it. And you can use their language. Let's hook up. John, can you do me a favor? After you guys have talked for a few minutes, can you do me a favor? Great. Hey, I'm going to be working in your area all week this week. Is there a good afternoon we can get together and have some coffee? That's it. He's going to say yes. Or she, or whomever, right? For guys, I particularly think that you should prospect guys. Girls, we don't want the girls to think that you're hitting on them. That does happen. And, so you might say something, listen, I'm going to be in the area with my wife. If it's a girl, I'm going to be in the area with my wife on Thursday. I thought we might hook up. I think you might really like to meet her. Whatever that is. Right? But you're always going to start that thing off with, it's a really good one, is, would you do me a favor? Let's meet on Thursday or Tuesday. Which you could say, which one do you have available? Can you do me a favor? I'm going to be working in your area on Tuesday or Thursday. Can we get together one of those days? Do you see? They're going to tell you yes or no. Okay, well, great. That's it. That's setting an appointment. And you want to give them as little information as possible. All right? You don't want to tell them, is it about CBD? You don't tell them anything. You want to leave it a blank slate. That's what you'll do when you get there. All right? That's appointment setting. Rocket fast forward. Love you guys. You're awesome. You're the best team on the planet. Can't wait to serve you even more. All right? Thanks, guys. Have a good night.